wrote, I find it deeply disturbing that the number one identity that people put forward in polls now is whether you're a Democrat or a Republican rather than an American. This America is looking dangerously like Russia, based on the divisions of Russia in the 1990s and then the Putin system that came out of that. Talk more about that.
Talk about it.
Well, look, this is something that, some Russian commentators have commented on as well. 1990s in Russia, after the collapse of the Soviet Union, during the period of the presidency of Boris Yeltsin, was filled with political chaos and polarization, fighting in the Russian parliament. For example, there was a whole plethora of political parties, but none of them could get traction. And eventually what happened in the Russian system in 2000 was when Vladimir Putin came into power as president, he completely rejected the party system. And over time, over the last 21 years, we've seen him roll back a lot of the basic democratic freedoms of assembly, of speech, of association. Just in the last month, we've seen the Russian government close down Memorial, this really famous entity that was established in the late 1980s to look at the problems of the Soviet past, the crimes of Stalinism, for example. Basically, it's become illegal in many respects to question some of the historical issues in Russia. And we're already seeing in the United States trends in that direction. People basically pushing back. You see with the school boards, for example, pushing back on an inquiry and a larger discussion at the level of schools and more broadly about American history and the facts of American history. So, we're already creeping in that direction. And in fact, that creep has become more accelerated in the last year, particularly since the events of January 6th, where we see a repudiation of the efforts in Congress to find out what happened on January 6th, basically alternate narratives about this, people actually trying to push back on that inquiry or refusing to go along with it. That looks very much like what we've seen happen in Russia with, again, this tamping down of inquiries about events in the past.
I've been saying that.
Wow, that is a frightening parallel that you've brought to our attention. But we
wake up, Black people.
Fiona Hill.